Brought to you by Caffe. In the 19th century, preparing coffee was often a complex mechanical affair. Most early devices relied on percolation, using steam pressure or gravity to force boiling water through tubes and separate filters. But another, simpler concept began to emerge: immersion brewing. Instead of water passing quickly through the coffee, the grounds remained completely submerged in hot water, steeping together to extract a deeper flavor. To make this practical, creators imagined a straightforward setup: a simple cylindrical vessel paired with a movable filter or a perforated plate. By pushing this plate down through the water, a person could mechanically separate the grounds from the liquid without pouring. It was a basic mechanical idea that would change coffee brewing forever. In 1852, the earliest known design associated with this concept was registered in France. The patent documents link two names to the invention: Henri Otto Meyer, a Parisian goldsmith, and Jacques-Victor Delforge, a merchant. Because primary historical archives are scarce, researchers treat this as the earliest associated design rather than a definitive first, especially given conflicting filing dates in the records. Their apparatus featured a simple cylinder and a plunger, but it relied on a fabric filter, made of cloth or flannel, to strain the liquid. More importantly, the device lacked a secure internal seal. Without a tight ring to hug the inner walls, hot water and loose coffee grounds easily escaped around the edges of the filter during brewing. In the late 1920s, the paper trail of the press began to solidify with a patent application for an apparatus designed to prepare infusions, specifically coffee. Filed in Italy, this document marked a move toward creating a repeatable consumer appliance. The inventor named in the landmark United States patent US 1797672A was Ugo Paolini. While some secondary historical accounts trace Paolini's initial concepts back slightly earlier, official records point to a key Italian application in 1928. This was followed by a United States filing in 1929, with the patent ultimately granted in 1931. As the design spread, international patent activity across Europe and North America expanded the official record, classifying these devices by their immersed filters. This growing legal framework established a clear distinction between the original inventor, the assignees who acquired the rights, and the commercial figures who would later receive public credit. The core challenge was solving a basic physical problem: how to seal a moving filter inside a cylinder. When Attilio Calimani and Giulio Moneta worked on the design in Italy, they focused entirely on the edge of the plunger. Instead of a loose plate or a simple fabric cloth, they introduced a fine metal wire mesh filter. To keep the coffee grounds from escaping into the brew, the edge of this filter had to hug the interior glass walls of the vessel perfectly as it traveled downward. They resolved this by wrapping the filter with a flexible gasket or a spring-loaded arrangement. As the plunger was pressed down, the sealing mechanism remained flush against the glass, preventing any bypass. This single adjustment solved several linked engineering problems at once, balancing fluid pressure, plunger movement, edge leakage, and pouring. While full immersion brewing remained unchanged, the separation process became controlled. The plunger acted as a unified tool that filtered and held the grounds at the bottom of the pot, eliminating the need for a separate holder. In the mid-1930s, inventor Bruno Casul further refined this plunger system in patent US 2053021A, ensuring the filter fit the exact size of the jug. Through these practical Italian improvements, the mechanical concept became a reliable household tool. In 1958, the coffee maker underwent a widely celebrated design consolidation rather than a complete reinvention. This refinement is commonly attributed to Faliero Bondanini, a Swiss-Italian designer, though surviving patent documents from the era remain somewhat inconsistent. Bondanini took the established mechanical elements and assembled them into a highly practical kitchen object. He housed a clear glass brewing vessel inside a protective metal frame, which shielded the delicate carafe from cold countertops and warm hands, while letting users watch the entire steeping process. The design introduced the now classic silhouette, featuring a sturdy handle, a fitted lid, and a straight plunger rod topped with a prominent knob. Often described as featuring a domed lid and a spherical ball-shaped knob, this layout shifted the device from a strictly functional tool toward a recognizable, elegant kitchen centerpiece. The names people used to buy this brewer depended entirely on where they lived. In France, it was the Cafetière à Piston. In Italy, the Cafetière à Pistone. English-speaking countries used the terms press pot or French press. Brand marketing, rather than mechanical invention, ultimately shaped how the public remembered the tool. Early post-war production was linked to the French firm Martin S.A. under the Melior label, which became synonymous with the Chambord identity. Later, the Danish company Bodum expanded the design globally through international marketing, navigating a complex, disputed timeline of rights and acquisitions. These massive distribution networks, more than the patents themselves, established the glass and metal brewer as a household staple. While the design of the French press kept classic brewing principles alive in home kitchens, other physical pieces of coffee history continue to perform their original work. In Yakult, Washington, a roasting company called Pull Caffe maintains a tangible link to the late 19th century. The heart of their operation is a cast iron, wood-fired Probat machine manufactured in 1896. Still operating daily, the company identifies it as the world's oldest known coffee roaster in active commercial service. This historic machine relies on fire-driven heat transfer, demanding precise manual attention and regular physical maintenance to keep its gears turning. Rather than sitting in a museum as a silent relic, this piece of heritage equipment demonstrates a rare operational continuity. It bridges the gap between historical design and contemporary coffee production, showing that early industrial machinery can still find a practical working home in the modern world. Once the beans leave the fire, a new challenge begins, protecting the coffee from its primary enemy, oxygen. To solve this preservation problem, the roastery employs a historic vacuum, zero-oxygen canning process designed to lock in freshness over time. By sealing the beans in an airtight container immediately after roasting, the delicate aromatics are shielded from oxidation. This packaging method serves as the necessary bridge between roasting the bean and brewing the cup, demonstrating that traditional preservation techniques remain highly practical today. But even the most carefully protected coffee must eventually face the final step. Freshly sealed cans eventually make their way to the kitchen counter, where the focus shifts from preservation back to the hands of the home brewer. Here, the simple act of preparation becomes the next practical stage. The widespread adoption of this brewing method comes down to a fundamental design choice: extreme simplicity. While other coffee makers rely on complex networks of tubes, heaters, and electrical pumps, this device functions with just three main elements: a brewing vessel, a plunger, and a filter assembly. This stripped-back setup means there are no electronic components to fail, no cords to clutter a counter, and no reliance on an electrical outlet. Anyone with access to hot water can brew a fresh pot of coffee, whether they are in a high-rise apartment, a remote cabin, or a campsite miles from the nearest power grid. This uncomplicated design also keeps the cost of entry remarkably low. Unlike high-pressure espresso systems or automatic drip machines, a basic manual press is inexpensive to manufacture and purchase. The financial savings continue long after the initial buy. Because the built-in metal mesh acts as a permanent, reusable barrier, there is no need to purchase disposable paper filters. This reduces recurring expenses and eliminates paper waste, offering a highly practical option for everyday use. Over decades of production, the materials used to construct these brewers have evolved to match different lifestyles. While classic glass carafes remain popular for home baristas who enjoy watching the grind steep, manufacturers also produce models in stainless steel and durable plastic. Double-walled steel versions provide insulation to keep coffee warm, while lightweight plastic designs make the brewer exceptionally tough and easy to pack. This adaptability has made the device a favorite for travelers, backpackers, and campers who need gear that can survive a bumpy road. At the same time, its ability to easily prepare a generous, full pot of coffee through a straightforward steep and press routine makes it a staple in busy, shared households where multiple people need a fresh cup at once. By stripping away the automation, the device hands complete control back to the brewer. This simple design deliberately transfers all timing decisions directly to the user, leaving the water temperature, grind size, and steeping time entirely in the hands of the person making the coffee. There are no preset programs or flashing buttons. The user simply pours hot water over the coffee grounds, lets them steep, and gently presses the plunger. This tactile manual approach has helped make this method one of the most popular home brewing systems across the globe, offering a reliable, accessible path to a fresh cup of coffee. In modern coffee culture, the preparation remains beautifully tactile, depending on a reliable, hands-on sequence: coffee, hot water, steeping, pressure, and separation. Home baristas can adjust every variable of this sequence to suit their specific tastes. By modifying the coarseness of the grind, extending the steeping time, or shifting the water ratio, they manage the exact strength, flavor profile, and volume of the final serving. This complete manual control over the extraction process allows for endless personalization. Unlike paper filter systems that trap organic compounds and sediment, the metal mesh of the plunger allows natural oils and microscopic coffee particles to pass directly into the cup. This unfiltered immersion results in a fuller body, a rich mouthfeel, and a visible rustic texture that defines a classic brew. Because of this direct, honest extraction, the method holds a dual role. It serves as an essential training tool in specialty coffee labs to help students evaluate bean quality, while simultaneously anchoring a comforting daily morning ritual in millions of busy household kitchens around the globe. Modern manufacturers continue to refine the physical vessel, experimenting with double-walled vacuum insulation to retain heat, tighter food-grade silicone seals, ergonomic handle structures, and heat-resistant borosilicate or eco-friendly recycled glass. Yet these contemporary modifications never disrupt the established design. The device remains deeply useful and easily repairable because it is entirely transparent. With no electronic components, circuit boards, or hidden water lines, the entire brewing process is fully visible, easily understood, and completely under the control of the person holding the plunger. Today, in an era of automated convenience, this simple plunger remains virtually unchanged. It proves that great coffee doesn't require complex algorithms, just a human touch, hot water, and patience. As technology accelerates, perhaps the ultimate luxury is slowing down to brew our own cup. How do you prepare your morning coffee? Let us know in the comments.